What is up, guys? The LA Gamer here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 3 of my Chargers rebuild season on Madden 16, or Chargers rebuild franchise on a season on Madden 16 on the PS4. Now, in the last episode, you actually saw a pretty successful season in which we were able to make the divisional playoff game, which we were then eliminated by the Patriots, who ended up going 14-2. So it really wasn't that big of a deficit, or really that big of an upset. We weren't really that surprised that we lost that game, but either way, just to make it to the divisional round in the first season was definitely something that I was not expecting, especially considering how bad the Chargers performed in real life. It was just kind of weird how they performed so well in the simulation. That just goes to show that the simulations in this game really are extremely random. So we really don't know what to expect next season. All we really have control of is who we draft this season, who we get in free agency, and who we intend on re-signing. So we only have that much control. Hopefully we do the right moves, we make the right decisions, and we'll see. Now, I'm actually going to pull up your guys' comments. Now, I know the past couple of days, even with most videos, I just haven't been responding to comments. This won't be a continual thing. Just recently I've been really busy. Like, that's also kind of contributed to the fact that I didn't post yesterday, and I'm struggling to post today. I've just been really busy the past few days, guys, and I hope you guys understand. Sometimes life just kind of gets ahead of you and it's hard to catch up, so I'm trying to do my best here to try to get a video out to you guys, and let's see what we can do. Either way, on a completely off topic, sorry about that, but either way, I'm gonna read some of these comments out loud so you guys know what I'm thinking right now. One guy's asking to see a defensive tackle. You guys are seeing that I need a better secondary, offensive lineman. Yeah, a lot of people are saying safety, cornerback, strong safety primarily, cornerbacks, offensive linemen, corner safety, defensive and offensive linemen, cornerbacks, running backs, cornerbacks. Yeah, no, it looks like a lot of you guys are saying cornerback, safety, and linemen. So we'll look at a lot of linemen. We'll look at some strong safeties. That's definitely something we need to work on. We did re-sign Eric Weddle. I almost said Eric Edel, but we re-signed him for a few years, so he'll be fine. We don't need a free safety. Linebacking core is really nice. And then, yeah, another cornerback wouldn't be that bad. Now, I like Robinson, and of course, Verrett's going to stay number 1 or number 2 cornerback on this team, but Flowers is getting a little bit up there in age. I'm pretty sure, yep, he's now hitting his 30 years. And he's just not the same player that he was just even a couple of years ago. So we're not really going to leave a lot of faith in them. But I would say the bigger issue right now would be this defensive line. The defensive tackle is pretty weak. Left end's pretty weak. And then on offense, this offensive line is just absolutely horrible. So I think it's pretty evident what we need to work on. Typically, I don't like to spend high picks on linemen, but in this draft, that's basically all we need. So let's go and spend some time here to re-sign some players. So let's see what we got here. We've got Antonio Gates, Ladarius Green. I don't want to see Antonio Gates walk just because, he's a lifelong Charger. But let's see. He's not asking for much, and that's really what makes me want to re-sign him, because it's going to be about $4 to $5 million. But that cap room off the books could end up affecting us, guys. And I know, trust me, as a lifelong Chargers fan, I hate to see him go, but it's a video game. It doesn't have as much influence on me. And we're going to want those $5 million extra dollars, especially when we can re-sign Ladarius Green. He's only 2 overalls lower, 10 years younger, and can probably put up the same statistical value. So we'll try to get Ladarius Green here to be our tight end for the future. I'm sure he'll accept that, and he will. So we're going to look to re-sign Floyd. We'll re-sign Robinson. Floyd will probably just re-sign for maybe a year or two. He's 34 now. We'll just give him maybe 1 year. Maybe 1 year, 3.5. I don't know if he'll accept that. It's a little bit below his desired contract, both in terms of years and actual money. And yeah, he's not interested in that. Whatever, he can walk. I'm not really interested in a 34-year-old receiver. He is talented, especially for his age, but it's just not really my thing to keep that guys that are that old around, just due to the probability of regression, and you just don't really know what to expect out of them. So we'll re-sign Robinson, because I don't know how good the cornerbacks in this class are going to be, so I don't want to risk it on not re-signing this guy and then missing out on getting a decent cornerback later. He's asking for a little bit of money. Let's not give him all that. Let's actually risk having him walk. We'll just put this much money up, and if he decides to walk away, that's all right, guys. We'll look in free agency and probably get somebody else. But no, we'll actually get him for a little bit less. So we actually saved about $1 million there. So that was a good situation right there. We're gonna want to get this fullback. We'll just give him this easy $900,000 contract. It's not a big deal. Usually fullbacks, punters, kickers, you don't ask for a whole lot of money. They are important though, because obviously they kind of fill out some of the more scratchy plays of football. Of course, you never want to punt it or field goals and all that stuff, but you do need those types of positions. Now with Adai, I don't think I'm going to re-sign him, depending on how much he asks for. I mean, actually, he's not asking for much, so we'll give him this much money, $1.5 million a year, and hopefully he'll re-sign with that. And if he does, of course, we're still going to be looking at strong safety. And no, he didn't re-sign, but yeah, we're going to be looking at strong safety even if he did sign. I just kind of wanted to do that to keep one on board just in case we can't get a good one. Now, Joe Barksdale, right tackle. He wants more. He wants about $5.5 million a year. I can tell you right now, there's no way in hell I'm giving him that much money, especially because I'm considering getting a new right tackle anyways. We'll give him way less money, and if he decides to accept that, then good deal. But if he doesn't, that's really, yeah, I don't care, because he would have been a backup anyways since I intend on getting a new right tackle. But either way, we're going to want to sign this Dontrell Edmond guy just because we are going to need a new receiver now that Floyd left, and this guy will just kind of fill out the roster all right. We may have to sign a wide receiver in the later rounds of this upcoming draft, or maybe even sign one. But that's about it. I'm not too concerned about the receiving position. Now we'll give Matt Daniels $1.2 million. Now I thought for sure Philip Rivers' contract was expiring this year, but I could be incorrect in that, and it appears that I am. But I felt like for sure his contract was expiring this year. Comment down below, guys. I may be wrong. I don't really know. I felt like it was, but yeah. Either way, we're looking through here. A lot of the rest of these contracts don't really matter a whole lot. How about this, guys? I'm going to cut out here. I'm going to re-sign these guys just to fill out the roster, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, I just finished re-signing players. As you can see, there's a fair share of guys who decided not to re-sign: Barksdale, Walton, Ross, Reyes, Cleveland. It's not really that big of a deal. We'll just have to sign some extra guys in free agency. Now, if you guys remember in the Rams rebuild series, if you watched that, a big issue is I flew way behind roster space. I'm not allowing that to happen in this rebuild. I'm going to sign even all of the players that don't even seem that important. I don't want to fall behind roster space because it ends up totally affecting the future years in the league. Because once you fall behind like 20 players, it's basically impossible to catch up because you'll never have that much contract space to catch up with all those players, and you basically ruin the team right there. So not going to make that mistake again. Either way, we're going to sim to the next week. We have about $40 million on cap space, guys. I'm not actually joking. We have about $30 to $40 million right now, which is going to be good enough to sign maybe 2 max contracts if there's going to be good players up there. So I'm nervous to click this free agents class. As you can see, we have $35 million. Let's click it. Let's see what we got going. We got Mike Tolbert. Oh, we got Haloti Nada. Okay, he's 32 years old, but that's a defensive tackle. That would be really nice. We got Malik Jackson, who we can probably move over to left end. We got Matt Forte. We won't probably get him, though, because I'm assuming you guys would like to see me give Melvin Gordon a few years, a little bit of a chance to develop. Okay, this isn't actually that bad. So let's go to the positions that are most needed now. Of course, we'll look in the draft, too, but if we can seal a few of these positions right now, that would just be kind of preferred. The left tackle position, we have a decent guy already, so we won't worry about that as much. Left guard, though, we got Boone, we got Evan Mathis. Alex Boone, just due to his age and being so much younger, let's try to get him. We'll give him, since I'm competing with another team right now, I obviously want to win this deal. So we'll give him a pretty huge contract. Typically I get like super involved whenever there's a competition on trying to get a player, and I totally go overboard towards re-signing or trying to sign a player because I always feel like the CPU is going to screw me over and sign the dude for a crazy amount of money. I'm not allowing that to happen to me right now. We are going to sign for a pretty high amount of money. Man, I'm mumbling my words right now. Do you guys hear me right now? This is ridiculous. I don't know. It's a little bit late at night. I don't know if that's it, but I'm sounding half retarded right now. It's pretty bad. Now we'll sign Myers here. Now, of course, he's high in age, so I'll actually draft another center here and hopefully have him develop over this next season. But the great thing about Myers is he's overall wise the best center in this whole entire free agency class. But he's asking for a lot less money because of his age. So we can probably juice out one more year from him, and I'll be completely happy with that one decent year, and we'll worry about it more in the future. But either way, we'll look at Bernadette here. Let's give him about $10 million, or give him $11 million, and a bonus of about 4.5. Of course, like I said, giving them a lot more than what they're desiring, which should ultimately allow them to join our team, which is what we want because we need a much better offensive line. And then lastly, right tackle. Nothing that impressive here, so we'll just look to draft a right tackle and hopefully maybe spend a top pick on one, and hopefully that'll work out. But a great group of left ends here. We got Quentin Copeland, Derek Shelby, Chris Baker, William Hayes, Mike DeVito, Justin Tuck. This is really nice. It appears we run a 4-3, and if we're running a 4-3, I wouldn't mind getting William Hayes. Of course, he's a bit older than Chris Baker, but just because he's in a 4-3, that in itself will help tremendously. So we'll look at William Hayes. He only went 3 years, and he's 31. So by the time he's 34, I doubt he's going to be so far in his age that he's actually going to start declining. And maybe even if he does, he'll only decline a little bit. So I'm not too worried about it. We're going to give him a lot more money than what he's asking for. So let's look at our negotiations real quick and make sure that we're the highest bid for each of these teams. Yes, and yes. So money-wise, we are the best team in every conversation we've entered in. So that's good news in itself. Right end, we have a pretty nice guy there. I don't remember exactly who it is, but we have a nice right end. Defensive tackle is a little bit of an issue. It is. So Haloti Ngata is one of the most dominant defensive tackles in the league. Of course, getting up there a little bit in age, but he's not asking for that much money. So we'll try to give him a bit. We'll spoil him a little bit just for being nice, for not being greedy. We'll give him a pretty nice contract there. Now I like our linebacking core. Now we'll check for strong safeties. And we got Pollard. Nobody else is trying to offer him a contract, so I like that. But I like Robert Bland a lot more. I actually like Robert Bland a lot. So we'll give him 14. Like I said, guys, I know you guys are going to comment it. That's why I keep emphasizing it. I do like to give him a lot more than they're asking for, because I don't even like to risk missing out on a nice player. And now we're going to have $5 million left over. And we'll be able to re-sign our players. We have $50 million in funds, which is obviously plenty to work with. So, yeah, I think so far that was, with our $35 million, I think we did a great job. If all these guys sign, I think we did a phenomenal job in rebuilding the positions that we need to rebuild. And that gives us more space and more freedom to draft players we literally want to draft in the upcoming draft. So, if we can sign all the players we really need and just kind of get that knocked away right now, it gives us a lot more leeway as the manager to draft the more, rather than drafting what we need, we can draft what we want, if you guys know what I mean. And sometimes that gives you leeway to get the next superstars when you draft what you want instead of what you need. So that's what I'd rather do. So we already got Chris Myers to accept, and that's nice right there. Now the scouting combine grades are in, which is my favorite time to scout players. Now I know a lot of you guys recommend that I scout players immediately. Personally, I love to wait until the scouting combine grades come out, because it allows me to really see their athleticism, which is something you don't really get an idea of if you scout them the first 10 weeks or so. So that's basically my reasoning behind waiting till the combine. As right here, I don't know, they always make me scout the number one player. I obviously know how to scout, like I've been doing this a long time. I've had this game obviously for about 5 months now, and for some reason they still don't think I know how to play. But I don't really understand it. So we're going to look at right tackle. That's like the main position I can think of that comes to mind when I say I need this position, is right tackle. So we've got a first rounder and Pone. This dude's name is Pone. I'm a little bit skeptical. This guy's name's pretty cool, DeAndre Cooper. I like that. He's got nice stats as well. So these two guys look pretty nice. We'll probably draft one of them with our first overall pick, but we'll continue to look here. See if there's anybody who's just kind of a missing talent that we weren't expecting. So no, it looks like those two guys are kind of the top players for this class. So I'll probably get one of them, because like I said, right tackle's the position that we literally need. And then when we get those other positions filled up, what else would we probably want? We'd probably want a wide receiver, because we lost Floyd. We're still gonna have Allen. We're still gonna have we have a good number 3 receiver, but I don't remember exactly who it is. We have a decent one. But either way, we got Taylor Austin here, Tavon Austin's brother. 4.3 40-yard dash. It literally could be Tavon Austin's brother. What the heck? That guy's fast. Okay. We're gonna look at second rounders though, because if we're gonna get a wide receiver, it'll likely be in the second round, because we're gonna get a right tackle in the first round. But we're gonna look at the third round players, because typically all these second round players will probably already be gone. Actually no. With wide receivers, sometimes they wait a little bit. So, let's see. That guy's got good. That guy had good acceleration with a good 3-cone and 20-yard shuttle. But what was this guy's 3-cone 20-yard shuttle? They're not super impressive. 6.2. Typically I like to. Well, this guy's really fast actually. Troy Frazier. Yeah, he's really fast. Okay, I like him already. Trey James. He's got good speed. So I like these two guys so far. Trey James is 2 inches taller though. Is one younger. This guy's a year younger. He's a speed receiver. He is a balanced receiver. So I don't really know if that plays into much, but okay, I like those two guys at wide receiver. And then with our next, what is it, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks, or we don't have our 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 6th and 7th picks. We will get a, man, I don't know. What do we really need? We need a, it looks like we need a middle linebacker. So we'll look at a middle linebacker. In the third round, Zach Riley. I already like this guy. And yep, he's a beast. So that's going to be our middle linebacker. I don't know why that worked out. I had a feeling that he would work. And then we'll get a free safety because I want to get a guy who can learn under Eric Weddle. The Jimmy Scott guy is probably who we're going to get just because he's got good athleticism and he's a 5th round player, probably the highest round selection that we can get, but we'll see. Of course, you never really know how the draft's going to go. There's always those occasional weird events that occur at the draft where players that you expect to be drafted in the top 5 drop all the way into the 2nd round. So there's just always those weird occurrences, and we'll just kind of wait and see once we get there. But loading in here, you see no free agents signed yet. I don't know if any of them, no, none of them have rejected, so we still are in the running for all of them, but there's not been really any response from any, so that's a little bit scary. So we're going to scout a few more free safeties, and then with our 6th and 7th round picks, guys, I'll probably just kind of BS it, because it's just, you don't usually find a good guy in that time of the draft anyway, so I'm not too worried. Now this guy's alright, Keenan Bullock, kind of like him, got alright stats. This guy's alright as well. This guy's got great hit power, the B+ hit power. I'm always liking that. Same with this guy, the nice B+ hit power. Oh, my friend Tansy Lucas, I like this guy's name. But he's not quite as good as BJ Baker in terms of their top 3 skills. So if BJ Baker's up there, he so far is looking like the best free safety. None of them are really looking that good, but he's the best of the available choices. So we'll send to the next week. Please, this will probably be the week that most people sign. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm assuming at least 1 or 2 will probably reject, but I'm hoping none of them are the really important guys. Well, realistically, all of them are pretty important because we only drafted positions that we need. And they all accepted. See, guys, this is why I'm telling you want to give them extra money. Now, you can risk it and give them like exactly what they're desiring, but I just feel much more comfortable as the manager or the coach, whatever you want to call me, when I give them more money and ensure the fact that these players will sign with me. And obviously that worked here as we got all 5 other guys besides Myers that we were looking at. So now when we look at our roster here, great offensive line, something that you never would have thought of when you think of the Chargers. We got Dunlap at left tackle, it's actually not that bad. We got Boone at left guard, Myers at center, Bernadette at right guard, and then obviously we're going to sign or draft a new right tackle. Then we got a pretty nice group of tight ends, which got Green, and then the backup will be Phillips, who's not bad. And then we got Stevie Johnson. That's who I was thinking of. He'll be a pretty good 3 receiver, or number 2 receiver. Actually, probably be the number 2 this year. And then we'll get another good receiver to play the number 3, a pretty fast guy. Then we got Allen at number 1. Obviously, our number 1 receiver is being one of the best receivers in the league. Phillip Rivers will remain our quarterback. And then, that reminds me, I wanted to draft a quarterback, guys, but I don't think that's as necessary right now. We'll draft a quarterback here next year. I promise you guys that. I think we have Phillip Rivers on contract for a couple more years, so we don't have to worry about a quarterback right away. Either way, yeah, so we got these running backs. We're obviously going to use Melvin Gordon again, depending on the stats, actually. We'll look at who did the best, who performed the best, because I want to have a winning season, so I'm just going to put whoever did the best at the position as they earned it. So now we have Nada at defensive tackle. We got William Hayes. Now, this is also a great defensive line, which is another thing you wouldn't have expected when you think of the Chargers. A good middle, or just a good linebacking core in general. Bland's being a nice, strong safety, obviously. Pretty young, 26 years old. He's got great athleticism. There's going to be some room for improvement there, which is something I'm excited about. Hopefully, Weddle, who's a better intelligence player, can help him in terms of that kind of overall awareness type thing. And then we have cornerbacks here in Verrett and Robinson, who are pretty nice. And then our special teams unit is pretty shit, I'll be honest. That's kind of an issue with the Chargers in real life, is our special teams unit's pretty bad. And if we can find a nice kicker or punter, we likely will sign one, but I'm not too worried about it right now. So for college players, we'll actually look in the 6th and 7th round. Maybe we'll draft a quarterback then if we can find one that's decent. So here in the 6th round, we got Ryan Corbett. He's pretty trash. CJ Patrick, A+ throw power. Okay, now he's unbelievably unathletic. The 3.8 grade makes that quite evident, but he's a beautiful arm. A+ throwing power. That in itself just makes me a little bit interested in drafting him. Let's just draft him. It's going to be a 6th round pick, obviously. I was intending on simming those picks anyways. Or actually, this guy's really good. Blake Mays. Look at him. He's got great athleticism, good throw power, good B+ throw accuracy, not actually. Accuracy. Why am I struggling with that word? And B+ throw and run. I like him. I'm actually risk one of my 4th rounders for him, because he's actually a really nice quarterback. So I don't know who our original 4th rounder idea was, but I'd much rather get that guy at this point because that guy is good. I'd actually rather get him than the free safety. That's what I was thinking of. A backup quarterback's more important than a backup free safety. Let's be honest. Everyone knows the quarterback. Realistically, the quarterback's the most important position in football. It's not really up to debate. That's just kind of like the overall viewpoint. So that's going to be what we want to build around most. So I don't even know why I said that. I had no influence on anything. But either way, we're going to start the NFL draft. We'll actually look at the free agency recap real quick. Look at just a few of the top guys who got signed. Reggie Nelson actually surprisingly being a free agent along with Ruben Randall, which worst case scenario if we don't get a wide receiver in this draft or the ones that we get don't seem to work out, we can always sign this guy Marvin Jones. We're going to sign Ruben Randall and we'll be good for another year or two with a receiver. Brandon Spikes also being a surprising player who was not signed. I never really understand this. People that were good but don't get signed. I just don't get that. So league signings, the more important guys, I mean, Malik Jackson went to the Buccaneers. We got Vernon Davis on the Raiders. Lamar Miller on the Packers, which is interesting considering they have Lacey, but of course he's not. He didn't perform like the way people were expecting him to. Matt Forte to the Colts, which will actually make this team much more dominant, I would think, because the Colts' biggest issue has always been the running game. So Matt Forte actually may end up helping that team a lot. Antonio Gates on the Broncos, which will help Payton a lot if he's still playing. Dwayne Allen to the Rams, Ronnie McLeod to the Bucs. So the Bucs improved their defense quite a bit, but those are just some of the main guys. I don't like to spend too much time on that because we'll probably get a better idea of who's on what team here pretty soon. But on a more exciting note, here we go into the draft. Probably my favorite time, and the whole rebuilding series is the draft because that's really where you make the rebuild, and that's really where the rebuilding process comes into things. Because realistically, there's nothing more important than a superstar rookie, I would think. I mean, you can draft a superstar in their prime, but I would much rather have a superstar rookie. It's just how it is to me personally, just to have that guy who can develop on your team and you can get a vibe and kind of build around him. Those are always great to get. But we're going to advance to our pick. Hopefully our right tackle will still be on the board. I'm sure you will be if I think about it. I don't think any of the great right tackles or any right tackles were projected to go really high, but we'll see here. We got DeAndre Cooper. Was that who we're thinking? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. We need a right tackle, so DeAndre Cooper is who we'll get. And he's pretty good. 77 overall. We reached a little bit. Of course, that was something I was expecting to do. But if we didn't get him then, he probably wouldn't have been there in that second round, and we couldn't risk not getting him. So 77 overall right tackle, probably one of the best tackles in this draft. So I would definitely take that. Let's look at where the other right tackle went. He went number 11 overall to the Jaguars. So we'll actually look after this draft, see what his overall was, so we can have a better idea of if we should have traded up and gotten that one, just for future reference and just for more, more info around the league. So 3 straight centers have been taken. Wow, a lot of centers being taken right now. That's weird. Thank God I didn't want a center. I probably would have been pretty pissed off if all 3 of them got taken before me. But wide receivers, we were looking at Troy Frazier, 5'10". He'll kind of fit that slot receiver. And remember, he had good speed, really good speed, I think, with a 4.46 40 and then top 2 and 3 cone and 20-yard shuttle. I think this guy's going to have great speed. And I think he fits the slot mold, which is something I need a little bit. So we'll get him here in the second round. Another good pick. He's ranked a little bit higher in true talent than where we drafted him. 91 speed, 97 agility, 98 acceleration, 88 elusiveness. So there's definitely more of an open field player. I think he will be a great slot receiver with that 98 acceleration. He'll probably be able to burn most cornerbacks in this league. Catching might need a little bit of work. The route running will need a little bit of work. Spec catch doesn't really matter that much as a slot receiver. So yeah, I think that was a great pick there for the wide receiver. I honestly do think this draft class is pretty nice. I think we'll be able to get a few nice guys here. But that quarterback, I'm convinced that quarterback that I was looking at is going to be one of the top players in true talent. I'm convinced. Because I've seen those players before and they end up being beast every time. I'm just convinced that's a great player. I really am. And so with his third pick, he's projected in the 4th round, guys. I don't think I risk it. I really don't. I think he's really good. And let's look at the guys we scouted. Okay, let's look at the guys we scouted. We were originally going to get BJ Baker here with the 4th round. Or in the 3rd round. Yeah, we're probably going to get BJ Baker or one of these guys, right? It's not as important. I mean, next round, we'll still have more free safeties up on the board. And that's primarily the next thing that we're looking at. So it's just not as important because the quarterback, Blake Mays, is by and far my favorite quarterback here. We'll probably get CJ Patrick too because, like I said, the 6th round pick doesn't matter that much. So we might as well get another guy who's got a crazy arm. But no, Blake Mays, I'm convinced this guy is a beast. I'm convinced. And I need to get him. Boom. What did I say, guys? 84 overall. Number 4 in true talent. 84 overall quarterback in the 3rd round. I don't know what it is, guys, but something about this game, I always know how to draft quarterbacks. That's the one thing I'm great at. 92 speed, 90 acceleration, 92 throw power, 86 throw on the run, 83 short accuracy, 87 mid, 74 deep. Guy, that is literally phenomenal for a rookie. Those are phenomenal stats. This guy's 21 years old, and he's like a Michael Vick almost. I mean, 92 speed as a quarterback. That's like unheard of. I've never actually even seen that in a draft. That's so fast. That's faster than the receiver I got, who was meant to be one of the fastest players on my team. Let's just put that into consideration real quick. So now, just because I knew he was going to be a beast. I didn't know he was going to be a beast, but I didn't know he was going to be that good. So comment down below. First off, comment down below if you'd like me to put him at quarterback instead of Phillip Rivers, or if you'd like to see me make a trade for Phillip Rivers, or maybe even give him a year to develop. Maybe just give him a year to develop, give Phillip Rivers another chance to lead us to a big run. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But maybe next year, once we put him in the starting lineup, I think I'm going to have to at least play a game, because I'm sorry guys, but I know typically, I doubt you guys will mind, but I know the Rebuild League was intended to kind of just be all sim purposes, but that guy looks so fun to play with. I need to play with him. He looks so fun. So free safety was another thing I wanted to get a little bit of a backup for. We got this guy probably looks like the best, Keenan Bullock. We'll get him. What's he good at? He's not good at a whole lot. Okay, well, I mean, it was the 4th round. It wasn't too surprising that we got a guy there that wasn't that impressive, but here, moving on to the 6th round, we're going to look at the other quarterback who we were considering, see if he's still there. He might not be. We're about to find out. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. I mean, A+ throw power, it would be surprising if he didn't get taken off the board, and he didn't. He's probably one of the next guys to be taken off the board. So we'll get him right now, A+ throw power. Of course, we already found our quarterback for the future, but this guy, I just kind of wanted to get him for the throw power, the 96 throw power. For all we know, we can put him in there every once in a while if we ever need to throw a Hail Mary. He'll have the arm to do it. Sometimes it's good to have that type of player. And now we have him. So the 45 awareness, that's just really bad. And obviously he's not that athletic, so he's not that bad though. Especially for where we drafted him, he was still considered a good pick. So I'm actually super stoked with this draft, just primarily because of that quarterback. I did not expect him to be that good. But not only that, but the right tackle we got was good as well, and same with the wide receiver. We got a great group of players there, and I do honestly think we're going to be a pretty dominant team here in this next year. So lastly, let's get a kicker. We do need a kicker, so I mean, there's only 2 kickers on the board. I didn't scout any of them. There's this guy who looks like he's sweating his balls off. I mean, look at his face, dude. That's grainy as shit. Then we got Nathan Fisher, who just looks stupid, but typically it's those stupid looking people that are good at kickers. So I feel a little bit offensive there, guys. If any of you guys play kicker, I didn't really mean that. And this guy's actually really good, 76 overall. He'll be our new starting kicker, at least, from UCLA. Okay, I can appreciate that. And good kick power, good accuracy. Re-emphasize the fact that I was joking about the whole kickers looking stupid thing. I don't want any of you guys to take that to offense. Because realistically, I couldn't even imagine trying to kick a field goal. I'd probably suck at it. So, rookie signings, we're going to look at that Jaguars right tackle that they got. Like I said, that was another player I want to look at. And after that, we'll call it a video. It's already been 31 minutes. Did not expect the video to take that long. Kind of got lost a little bit. But, yeah, so Jaguars right tackle ended up being a 76 overall. Not that much better than the right tackle I got. This defensive tackle was a beast that they got. 84 overall. That's ridiculous. But yeah, so we got a right tackle about 20 picks later who balances out to, actually, I think was even a little bit better. Actually, no, they're both 76, but yeah, so they're about the same skill level, and that guy was a lot. We used a much later pick on him, so we're gonna put Todd Frazier at the number 3 spot. Of course, overall is a little bit lower than Inman's, but just give him that room to develop and stuff. That's something I'm looking forward to doing. And then we got, we're going to look at the stats. I'm going to just do this on my own. I'll look at the stats for the running back position to make a decision there. Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long. So that's our offense, and on defense, just a very impressive group of guys. I'm unbelievably excited just to see where the season is going to go. I do honestly believe that we have a contending level team right now. So if you guys enjoyed it, please click the like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of the series and the moves I made this episode. Tell me what you think about them in the comment section below, and lastly, subscribe if you have not already to stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. I really do appreciate all your guys' support. By the way, this series really is doing a phenomenal job on this channel, and I do highly appreciate your guys' just constant support on this channel. So that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.